complimenting other people actually makes them feel good. And it also reinforces your positive mindset because it shows that you're looking for things to compliment people on or do things for people.
Welcome to the Be It Till You See It podcast, where we talk about taking messy action, knowing that perfect is boring. I'm Lesley Logan, Pilates instructor and fitness business coach. I've trained thousands of people around the world, and the number one thing I see stopping people from achieving anything is self-doubt. My friends, action brings clarity, and it's the antidote to fear. Each week, my guests will bring bold, executable, intrinsic, and targeted steps that you can use to put yourself first and be it till you see it. It's a practice, not a perfect. Let's get started.
Welcome back to the Be It Till You See It interview recap, where my co-host in life, Brad, and I are going to dig into the gratifying convo I had with Monique Rhodes in our last episode. It was also a happy episode. It was like a happy convo.
It was awesome.
I'm obsessed with this woman. I got to figure out how to get on a retreat with her. Anyways, you have to listen to that one. I don't care when you listen to it, but it's a must.
This is a directive we're telling you. You got to go listen to the last episode.
I really enjoyed it. It was just so great.
She's very inspiring, very compelling.
Yeah, but also I found myself going, oh crap, I have to stop the episode. Like I have to stop interviewing her because it's time. Like it's the time.
You mean it just kept going?
Yeah,
you were like,
I just kept going. I was just like, I'm just going to keep talking. I love this woman. Anyways, before we get into Monique Rhodes, today is April 3rd, 2025, and it's Weed Out Hate Day. It's a day that speaks of the importance of being kind and thoughtful towards others. This holiday is much needed in today's world, especially in today's world. So where selfishness reigns supreme. And assholes do too. I inserted that myself. Mark Daniels came up with the holiday in honor of his grandfather, Ross Daniels, the inventor of the Ross root feeder. This revolutionary irrigation tool allowed nutrients to get to the deepest roots and trees of our plants, thus helping them achieve peak health and more bountiful harvest. The main goal of Weed Out Hate Day is to connect gardeners and kindergartners with the natural world while improving society in the process. Weed Out Hate Day removes the roadblocks that prevent children from achieving their full potential. Those who participate in the ceremony learn to kick out any negative influences in their lives and bring in more positive aspects. I think that's cool. I think somehow they're like, we take out weeds.
Yeah.
And we are going to help children take out the weeds in their lives.
Yeah, they're going to inspire kids. I think that was really great.
I think so too. I think I love it so much.
That's a heck of a marketing team.
It really is.
But
Ross the rooter.
Mark came up with it.
I know, but his grandfather was Ross the rooter. Anyways. Well, I mean, there are certain people in this world that I think are freaking worthy of all the hate in the world. They're individual people with names we all know. But that being said, unfortunately, we live in a world where they're like just people are hating on entire groups of people or trying to inspire hate on all groups of people. And I think we can all understand that everyone just wants love and to feel seen.
Yeah.
And it actually is a lot easier to love strangers than hate them. It's really freaking hard. But also, if you're like, I don't have the time to think about other people in this world, Lesley, that's fine. Remove the haters in your life. Block and bless. Goodbye. Okay. We are getting really, really close to a couple April things that you need to know about. And one of them is when we go to the UK this fall. If you are in the UK or the EU and you want to join the workshops that we're doing at 2 different cities, you're going to want to go to opc.me/UK to get on the wait list, because those on the wait list will get the early bird price. And these events can sell out pretty quickly because they sold out last time we were there. Space is small, so we're only going to have so many. So not only would you get the best price, but you would also get the option to actually attend, because it will only go public if there are spots left. So opc.me/UK also happen in April.
Meaning get on the wait list, because if it sells out on the wait list, then we're not even going to announce it.
Right. You'll just hear that we're going and you'll have missed out.
Yep. So opc.me/UK.
And we're not doing the UK in 2026. I'm going to tell you right now. So the next one, I don't know when that is. April 27th through May 3rd is going to be the
spring training.
You guys, I just picked out the uniforms for the teachers.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like an actual baseball tee.
Oh, cool. Cute.
It's so cool. It's so cute. But now, because August is the bat dog, I feel like we need to get like a costume for him. I gotta find it out. Anyways, it's going to be April 27th through May 3rd. If you're an OPC member, it's free. If you're not an OPC member, you're going to want to go to opc.me/events to get on the wait list, because those on the wait list will save money on the ticket to your spring training. And the theme is the Pilates push-up. And if you hate it, then this is for you. And if you love it, then we'll see you there. But if you hate it, you have to come, because whatever you hate, you got to do twice. We're going to have 10 classes. So there you go. Plenty of opportunities to discover some love for it.
opc.me/events. Oh, side note, it actually wraps up on International Pilates Day, which is May 3rd. So how fun is that?
I don't know how it's possible, because are we ending on a Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh, then it is on International Pilates Day. In my brain, we were ending on a Sunday, and I'm like, okay, somehow we got that wrong, but no. And you know what, guys? Tell your friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Up next, Brad has something very special for the Pilates teachers and studio owners in this world.
Yeah, that's right. If you're feeling stuck in your Pilates business and you're trying to figure out how do I grow, or how do I make more money, or how to get new clients, I want you to join me. Come to a free webinar where I'm talking about growth for your Pilates business. Whether you have a studio, whether you have a home studio, or you're taking clients and renting from someone else. And it's all applicable for
this is all really important. It's important, is the growth that you want. And that's really important to me, because a lot of companies that coach Pilates businesses, they all have one way to coach you, and it is to grow you to a place that might not be where you want to go, might be not how you want to teach. And I just had someone DM me today that they're like quitting teaching because they're exhausted from the model that they've been doing. She's like, yeah, I'm in another job. I just can't do it anymore. And I was like, well, that's really sad. It's sad for you. It's sad for the people who could be taught by you. And if you are feeling like you're going to burn out, if it keeps going the way it's going, then you actually need our help. The world can't lose you, because you're the only person who can do what you do the way that you do it. So go to profit.biz/accelerator to hear more about all of that goodness.
Yeah, and then profit without the O, profit.biz/accelerator.
And then you guys got to come to Cambodia.
Kampuchea.
I want to I get to spend a week with you. It was so funny when people were leaving. I was like, oh, they're gone. There was a space missing on Friday morning. And we're like, oh, everyone has left the space for Sarah, because she had to leave on the Thursday night. Well, so it's like Friday morning. So she got to do all the things but the last class. And we're like, oh, Sarah's gone. And then we said goodbye to everyone because they were leaving. And so we went off to do something. And we're like, oh, it's just the four of us now. And then the next day we said goodbye to the last two. And we're like, oh, we're alone. We're alone right now. Like, we just become a family, and it's just so fun. So
it's amazing. We had an incredible group in February. And
we already have a great group coming this October. We have people who've come before, so they're doing their second one.
That's right. Coming a second time and bringing somebody new.
Yes.
A couple of OPC members are coming. AGC members are coming. Do we have elevators yet on this one? Regardless.
Yeah. One of the repeaters is an elevator.
Elevators. Yeah.
You don't have to be any of those things. You can just come. And then we can hang out, and you can see if you want to do more things with us, or you can say, that was fabulous. Thank you for my lovely vacation. Bye. Just really awesome. So go to crowsnestretreats.com to snag your spot for this October. In 2026, we're only offering the retreat one time. And so you don't want to wait 2 years. I'm just saying. You don't want to wait 2 years. Okay. We have to get to Monique, because I really want to talk about Monique. But first, we have an audience question.
Okay. Sierra Pilates in Prague on the IG says, hey, regarding the 100, what are your favorite cues when teaching it to beginners?
So everyone's obsessed with cues. I think we've talked about cues before on this podcast. There are no favorite cues for beginners. Beginners just need to do the best that they can, and it needs to be simple. So no straightening your legs across the room like a mermaid tail. That's not it. Like, honestly, it's curl your head and chest up and pump your arms up and down. Okay. Are you breathing? Breathe in, breathe out, and then give them a break, and then do it again.
Especially for beginners, like I'm a beginner. Okay. I don't even know how the damn exercise works. When the cues get complicated, I'm thinking more about the analogy or the complication than I am about the thing I'm supposed to be doing.
And then when I say do the 100 the next time, you're like, what exercise is that? Because there were so many cues coming at you that you couldn't actually remember the name of the exercise, but the movement of the exercise to do the exercise, so you can get corrections, which is, to me, what people mean when they mean cues. I think they mean like a correction or a direction.
And I actually think that when you get to the point where somebody understands, you say the 100 and they're still doing it wrong, or they need to improve on something, the cue then that you are making, it's personal to the body in front of you.
Way to go, babe. Right? Look, that's exactly it. You can't just, there could be 75,000 things you could say.
Yeah.
What's the thing that they
you
need?
might end up with half a dozen different ones that you regularly use because you see that many clients and you see a similar problem. But honestly, it's not a one size fits all. It's literally, it's not possible for that to be the thing.
So I would just say, like, I actually don't necessarily have beginners lift their legs up for the 100. We've talked about this before. I don't teach them in tabletop either. I just leave their legs down and I see if they can actually do the head and chest curl and without using their neck. And if they can, then when they come down, I'm like, okay, this time we're going to lift your legs up. And then, and if that goes like crap, guess what? This time, put your legs down, pump your arms. That's what I would just say. So no cues, because they got to know the exercise. Thank you for that question. Send your questions in. I love answering them. They're so much fun for me. Okay, now we got to get into Monique Rhodes.
Yes, stick around. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Let's talk about Monique Rhodes. Monique is a globally recognized happiness strategist and expert in mental resilience, mindfulness, and purposeful living. She teaches practical methods to help individuals shift perspectives, build emotional resilience, and cultivate a fulfilling life. Her work is featured in over 70 colleges and universities worldwide, which I didn't know that. That's insane. And she collaborates with leading corporations to enhance well-being and productivity. Through her programs, retreats, and speaking engagements, Monique empowers thousands to live with more ease and intention. What an inspiring conversation.
So inspired. I was so inspired. I've actually talked about this little thing I'm about to talk about right now almost daily, because I just really love it. She said, everywhere we go, we've got all these things that are showing us there's loads of reasons to be miserable. Like literally every time you open up your phone, anytime you talk to a friend, they're like, here are 70 ways to be miserable. Or if you even, hey, oh my God, this is going on. And someone else goes, oh, but this is happening over here. People just want to bring us down all the time because there's a fuck ton of shit going on in this world. But you know what? You can also be happy and there can be a fuck ton of shit going on in this world. Not that you're like the shit makes you happy, but like you have a life that's happy and there's this going on. So anyways, she said, instead of absorbing stress and chaos, you can create a little bubble of influence. There are small ways you can create joy daily. And she talked about the bubble of influence is like us doing nice things for other people that brings us joy because we did something nice for other people. And it makes other people also have joy as well. And so it was really quite cool. She said, there are so many small ways that we can influence our lives that we don't even think about. We can sit every day and say to ourselves, what am I grateful for?
I feel like this is the episode that people are going to save.
Yes.
Favorite it. Not this one, but the one before, the interview. And they're going to listen to it again and again because I don't even remember her saying that. And I recently listened to it, right?
Yeah.
So there's so many things in this episode. I also think that in the section she was talking about chaos and politics and all this stuff. And she said, we don't have any control over that. We don't have any control over that. My argument would be, we can participate by voting and we can participate by
calling our congressman or petitioning. But once you've done all that, that's really it. You can vote with your dollars, all those things. So that's what you can do. But beyond that, I can't make the people that I voted for do the thing that I asked them to do. I can't make them. So I can only do what I can do. So I can't just go, oh, I'm going to stress around what they didn't do today. Instead, I can actually go, what am I grateful for though? And here's what's really fun. I want to add to this. I'm reading another book, Buy Yourself the Fucking Lilies or something like that. Anyways, I thought it was new. It's not. It's been around for a while, but I'm going to try to get her on the pod. I'm going to DM her since it's not a new book. She clearly is not busy promoting the book. But she said, do a daily 10 gratitudes in your journal. So if you don't know what to journal, Tara Schuster. Hi, Tara. If you're listening, I want you on the pod. Okay. That'd be amazing. So Buy Yourself the Fucking Lilies. And I got a signed copy, by the way. Oh, I know. I just bought it off a shelf and there it was. So anyways, she suggested in your journal, just write down 10 things you're grateful for. It can be like, I'm really grateful that I painted my walls white and not the orange color that they were before. I don't know. You can come up with 10 things you're grateful for because it does change how you feel about your day, which will change the happiness that you are experiencing in your life.
I also like the bubble of influence. This idea that we can separate ourselves from the fear, the chaos that is bringing us down. I thought that was really cool.
So we talked, the bubble of influence was like a simple compliment to someone's smile. Oh my God, I love your smile. And I talked about this on the pod. Like my mom has this way of like, she doesn't let a person go by without giving them a compliment. Oh my God, those shoes are so good on you. Like this person is just walking by, but you do it too. You just did it at the airport. He does it at the airport. I like your jacket. The person didn't notice. So he's like, hey, I like your jacket. And this other guy goes, who, me? And Brad said, no.
I said, no. And he goes, I didn't think so. As he looks down at his jacket, that's not awesome. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't like complimentary.
Yeah,
it was funny.
Complimenting other people actually makes them feel good. And it also reinforces your positive mindset because it shows that you're looking for things to compliment people on or do things for people. So anyways, it's just really great. Go on, Brad. You say.
Okay. All right. So I really loved when she was clarifying toxic positivity, right? Because people who are happy all the time, they must just be ignoring what isn't beneficial or happy to them. Like they're suppressing it somehow. And she said, whatever emotions you suppress means that you're suppressing emotions across the spectrum, right? So you can't just suppress negative emotions. If you're suppressing emotions, you're suppressing emotions everywhere, right? The way that I took this too is like, I guess it's not possible to suppress the negative emotions and still feel the positive emotions is what that really meant to me.
Yeah. I mean, our yoga teacher, he talked about you can't have love without hate, right? Like you can't actually experience love without having experienced hate. You cannot actually experience being healthy without experiencing sickness. So I love that her talk about if you suppress negative emotions, you're suppressing the emotions around that across the spectrum. So you're just and then you're not going to feel anything at all, which is like that's not a joyful life either.
Yeah. Well, she mentioned that we are stuck on this idea that we have to be comfortable all the time. And this really resonated with me.
This is such a fun part of the conversation.
Yeah, it was just listening. Look, first off, y'all, she decided to just move to India and motorcycled around India for 4 years. It wasn't like I did a trip for a month. No, 4 fucking years. That's insane. I loved it. I think that's amazing. And she said she intentionally picked these tiny little guest houses. And she said life was kind of crazy and you survived on the people being generous around you. And that just, she obviously is not from India, right? So she stands out, but she was able to do it and loved it. And she said it was an absolutely incredible experience. But she said it's not comfortable. It's literally not comfortable.
I actually really like this. And this is going to be another shout out to the retreat. If you want to experience a little discomfort, but you would like it to be comfortable, the retreat is really great for that because
we don't have an infinity pool.
We don't.
Yeah.
We have curated an amazing schedule, but we can't control the weather. And on this trip,
that's true,
it was 94 degrees Fahrenheit with 50% humidity. And you would be out and we're like, wow, but you would also be taking in all this amazing stuff going on. And so you were uncomfortable, but also enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
And it was just so cool to watch people who like, that's not how they would choose to live. That's not how their life is. But it also shows you what you're capable of. Like I'm capable of going out, sweating like a crazy person and still having a good time.
We do have air conditioning in the room.
We do. Your home is air conditioned. Also, the beds are extremely comfortable. I really like them.
Yeah. But this idea of being obsessed with comfort, and that's our society, especially in the United States, we are obsessed with comfort. We feel like we have to make things luxurious for ourselves at all times. And she said, what if you ate dinner sitting on the floor? Like you could do that in your house where you have all the luxuries.
Yeah. We were in line for security, you and me, in Singapore. And in Asian airports, you guys, they don't have one security system that everybody goes through and then you're on the other side of security. You actually have to have a ticket to get into the airport, but you can go get coffee, you can have a nice meal, you can go shopping, all the things. And then you go to your gate and that's where there's a security thing, right?
So you don't do security until you're about to board.
So there's literally, which is so nice because sometimes you come into the airport with something you're drinking.
With a coffee.
So you can do that at these airports. You can come in with something you're drinking. So anyways, they only have like 4 bins. And this woman who's 5 people behind us. So Brad and I have our bin.
It was so fucking
We
funny.
are putting our stuff in our bin. And this woman, and she was an American, and she's like, walks up to the lady who's so nice and like getting people their bins and giving it to them and answering questions like, we don't have enough bins back here. And she said it so loud.
She takes one of the bins and clearly isn't looking, clearly doesn't actually pay attention at all.
So now there's less bins for the people in front of her.
Right. Because there's only 4 or 5 in the entire security line.
Right.
And they're being sent back to her on a little conveyor belt.
As
and
they're
snagged
ready.
one out of it. And the lady that's working it like looked at her and kind of went, okay.
I did an audible. I looked her in the eyes and kind of rolled my eyes at her because that was like me going, bubbling lady, what are you, like that was dramatic.
Yeah.
That was like unacceptable behavior. And I'm now Canadian if you're from the States because we're not the same person. She could not be uncomfortable standing in line, waiting for her turn. And so I'm just going to say, lady, if you're listening, hi, you were seen, and this podcast is for you. Learn how to be uncomfortable because it was such a happy experience.
So here's where we go with this, right? She said, if you're uncomfortable like that, she said, instead of letting emotions take over, which this woman clearly did, she suggests observing them without judgment. If you're feeling angry, sit with that anger. Where is it in your body? Wow, this anger this is inside of me right now. It's making my shoulders tight. It's making my stomach feel a little sick. It's making me feel warm, but I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to observe it.
Right, because then you actually feel your feelings. You're not suppressing them, and you're also not letting them control you. You get all the benefits of all of the things, which I think is just what we all need. So anyways, you guys, next time you're uncomfortable, take Monique's and think about it. Yeah. What was it? What are you feeling? Anyways, we could talk about Monique forever, but really you could just go listen to her. But before, we have to talk about her beit action items.
Yes. So stick around. We will be right back. All right, let's talk about those beit action items. What bold, executable, intrinsic, or targeted action items can we take away from your convo with Monique Rhodes? She said, hey, to avoid holding on to negativity or stress, assess what's worth your energy. And she said there's the sixes method, which I thought was really interesting. She said, if this thing that is bending you out of shape, will it matter in 6 minutes, 6 hours, 6 days, 6 weeks, or 6 months from now? If the answer is 6 months from now, this is going to be a problem, then you can then focus on it. But if it's not, then she says, I literally say to myself, let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Right. And she said you can build resilience by stepping into discomfort daily. And it's a practice, just like happiness is a practice. She suggested small daily challenges for 90 days, like trying a new recipe or taking on a different route to work.
Yeah, that's uncomfortable when you don't know if it's going to work or not, if it's going to make you late. I think these are great.
Yeah, it's simple and it's small.
I want to know what your daily discomfort challenge is.
Yeah.
You got to tag the Beit Pod. You got to send it to us. I want to know.
Yeah. And what about you?
She said, get to know you, which I think is very bold because I think it requires us to take some time to just get to know ourselves. Know how you can do that? Get uncomfortable. You'll start to learn a lot about yourself. And then you can see how you can calm yourself down, where you're feeling things. But another way you can do it is she talked about having a 3-minute meditation practice where you are literally sitting still quietly. And when you do just 3 minutes, you start to know a lot about yourself because thoughts come in. Meditation's not about I have no thoughts. You're actually noticing the thoughts that you have. And that's going to help you get to know yourself. So I think that is a really cool thing to do. If you're well, how do you like your eggs? Do you like a window seat or aisle seat? Know the things you like, because then you can advocate for yourself and you can also have better experiences that are also uncomfortable, but you can just enjoy yourself more. I just thought, what an interesting conversation. Because when I said she was a happiness strategist, I was like, okay, let's do this. Because episode 3 was a happiness strategist, right? Or a happiness expert. But this was nothing like I expected. I learned so much about how to have a joy-filled life without it being I have a joy-filled life. Here's my halo.
Here's how joyful I am.
All white and nothing bothers me. No, she lives a really awesome life.
She challenges herself a lot.
Mm-hmm.
She talked about being a musician and she said you can put together a set list to go out and play where the songs and it's going to be a solid set list. She said, or you can put that song in there that's going to make you stretch for the high note. And then you can go out on stage and you can rock it.
Yeah. And I just think often we think happiness means having no unhappiness. But after listening to her, it's actually just having a happy life is actually really just noticing what is going on in your life and where do you feel it? And then also, how are you giving joy to others? So go tell someone they have a beautiful smile.
Yeah.
Go get uncomfortable. And until next time, be it till you see it.
Bye for now.
That's all I got for this episode of the Be It Till You See It podcast. One thing that would help both myself and future listeners is for you to rate the show and leave a review. And follow or subscribe for free wherever you listen to your podcast. Also, make sure to introduce yourself over at the Be It Pod on Instagram. I would love to know more about you. Share this episode with whoever you think needs to hear it. Help us and others be it till you see it. Have an awesome day.
Be It Till You See It is a production of the Bloom Podcast Network. If you want to leave us a message or a question that we might read on another episode, you can text us at +1 310 905-5534 or send a DM on Instagram at beitpod.
It's written, filmed, and recorded by your host, Lesley Logan, and me, Brad Crowell.
It is transcribed, produced, and edited by the Epic team at Diseño.co.
Our theme music is by Ali at Apex Production Music, and our branding by designer and artist Gianfranco Cioffi.
Special thanks to Melissa Solomon for creating our visuals.
Also to Angelina Herrico for adding all of our content to our website. And finally, to Meredith Root for keeping us all on point and on time.